What up? What up?
Hey,
Alex, the fantasy football hustler, back at you.
Nelson Times here in Hollywood, California.
I just Charlie horsed myself on the countdown.
Ouch.
We are back. We are back for Act 3 of Necessary Roughness. It's a hat tip to our man Stu. How about them Cowboys? We are breaking down Necessary Roughness, 1991 football film.
Last night.
Cut.
Last time on Silver Screen Breakdown.
Our man Paul Blake, he has turned this ragtag bunch into a team that finally did not lose their first game. They tied, and now they are big shit. Now they're going up against the best team in Texas. Their coach, he's not on his deathbed, but he is in the hospital.
My version was better. Come on.
After they thought that he had a heart attack. Are they going to do it? I will tell you one reason why they might. It is because of the pep talk that they get from old coach. Let's check it out.
Yes.
Let's analyze what's been working for us. Not a goddamn thing's been working for us. This goddamn suit doesn't work for me. And this stinking tie, and this goddamn shirt, it doesn't work for me. You know how to play winning hard-nosed football? You play football like a Gennero played football. A guy who gave his life for this football team. He was a 140-pound halfback, and he played like a goddamn wild man. No, like a goddamn rampaging beast. And that's the way you gotta do it. You go out there, you tear their fucking heads off, and you shit down their necks.
Yes.
Let us pray.
Let us pray.
It gets me every time, bro.
So that was actually the halftime speech, but that shit was just, it was way better than the pregame speech that he gave. But everybody was like freaking out before the game started. Where's the coach, man? It's got to be real serious if he doesn't show up. They're getting their asses handed to them in the first half. But the second half, totally different story, man. It is a totally different story. I know they didn't have Bobby Boucher coming out there or anything, but it was like Bobby Boucher just showed up at halftime, and they're just like fully re-energized.
Fully, man.
Yeah.
Fully.
Total fully.
Here was one of those ones. This is another one that the replacements actually stole from them when they had the big rumble is pretty much what I would think, the big rumble in the game.
The rumble in the jungle.
This is you, baby. This is you. You must show us some respect.
It's a seesaw battle. Neither offense can move. Colt's driving now with the ball. Armadillos better stop him. Now, how could the ref call that? It was a clean kick to the face mask.
Guy's going apeshit.
You will show us.
Illegal contact! Number 51! Senkutsu elbow thrust! To the upper back! Oimawatsu roundhouse lunge kick! To the quarterback! Nakatami and block to the... Shoot, never mind. 15 yards! First down!
That's it. 15 yards for all that.
Yeah, I would have been rumbling every time, bro. As like, fuck it, if I'm gonna get thrown out the game, I would have had a whole squad that's ready. I'd be like, put in the rumbling squad.
Worth it. He was the dude like the entire time, man. Like he had the kung fu moves for sure. And Derek said, "This man out here roundhouse kicking people." It's funny because the first one that he did,
it wasn't kung fu. It was Wang Shang.
Was that not the first
Wang Qi, whatever the fuck it is.
The first kick that he gave him, was that not the Antonio Brown kick to the Browns punter right there, the first one?
Yep.
Totally was.
It
But they were hyped, man. It's things like this that are just getting them hyped out there. The football game, this is the longest football that we get. It's funny, too, because, like, even, like, we're talking about the water boy. right? What was one of their big plays that like was a momentum changing game? It was when they hit him with the fake field goal. So they did the fake punt in this one. They faked the punt, but hella blocks, and then they get like a 70-yard touchdown or something like that. But they're out there grinding.
Firing them up.
They are out there grinding, and it's funny. Rob Schneider, he's hilarious just as the commentator. I do during the scrum. I don't know if you guys heard it. I can't believe the ref called that. That was a clean kick to the face mask.
Yeah. He called it good. He was solid.
What do you think about this football game, Nelly? Because I know you said there wasn't a lot of football in. This is the most football that we've seen. What do you think of this game?
It was a pretty good game. It's just comparing it to the other ones, the other films, I don't think it was good quality. It wasn't shot as well. It seemed more
campy.
Do you think?
More low grade. It wasn't.
Okay.
It wasn't cinematically shot that well. I don't think.
I thought it was supposed to be comedic and poor. You know what I mean?
I got a question for you.
I thought that's what they were going for.
Question for you. So the last 3 movies that we saw, they were either 98 or 99 releases. This one is 91. Was there any big technological advances that you can think of, like cinema in like those years with cameras or like things like that?
It's lenses.
Not really, because slow motion was still around.
And it was more film
slow motion there just as good as they do now.
Because when you shoot a good
It
slow
wasn't
mo,
much different.
it's about the frames per second. When you do the fucking slow mo, when you go on a good slow mo, so you would technically, they would tend to use a higher frame rate when they shot the scenes they intended on using in slow mo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so that usually costs a lot more money too, if you're using film for real. You know what I mean? So imagine if you're going from 12 frames a second to now 60, like it's a big difference. You know what I mean? So
yeah, it's 24 for film.
24. Thank you. Help me. Yeah, help me out
30
here.
for television.
There you go.
Those cameras, basically. And
Yeah.
now digital's what?
I don't want to be inaccurate because when I started shooting things, we were digital already.
It's so funny. Derek said the Antonio Brown kick was funny as hell, and Peacock said that's where Antonio Brown, the clown, stole it from.
I'm telling you, bro.
I know Dennis Rodman had a kick too. He kicked the cameraman, remember?
Yeah, you're nuts.
Yeah. I wasn't going to say that, but yeah.
No, I'll say
We're not talking about cashews or nothing.
I feel like Dennis Rodman is like a Sagittarius.
Just because you're out there with your camera and your media, if you're going to put yourself in the lion's den and the lion bites you or nips at you, you can't be mad at the lion.
No, you can't. Nope.
So when my man Candlestick showed up, right? Hold on, this is funny because I'm already off the shroom chocolates, and then when my man Candlestick shows up, shout out to Candlestick. I go, hey, boo, here, man. I bust out the shroom Molly, fucking thing. Got that and I'm like, and it's funny because I'm sitting here and I'm enjoying the sun on me. Like, feels really fucking good. Like, oh yeah, I popped one of those thingamajigs. Yeah, continue.
Savage. So where are we at in here now? Oh, so one of the next plays that we had, he says that he's in there. Come on, guys. They've watched the film. They know that you're not going to throw it to me. They know that you're not going to throw it to me. Come on, throw it to me. I will catch it. Throw it to me and I will catch it. And they threw it.
I wouldn't have believed them right there, though. I don't know. All right, bro.
Nobody looked like they believed him in that huddle. Nobody
right there. But you know what, though? You had to have faith in this kid right here because he was making some sense. They'll never fucking suspect it, bro. I know I'm ass.
He threw it up there, slow motion, little tiny bit of a bobble, but he comes down with it. You can't even believe it. This is one of those. This is just like in Little Giants. Hot Hand Hayden finally gets the ball thrown to him in the big time and finally comes down with it. Is really what would you call that? The big character arc for those guys who really suck at catching the football.
Yes, it's a common theme, right? Because you know what I'm saying, that catch is coming eventually and it's gonna count. Yeah. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a big one. Because otherwise, it's like, why emphasize the fact that he's so shitty at catching it? Come on.
To make that one big one really make
It
a difference.
paid off. The big payoff.
It was the long game. And then everything is getting super, super close. We're in a super close game, and I got the final
Yes.
play here for everybody to witness.
Coming after the ball with everything they've got to try and block this kick.
Forces number 55.
Blake takes a snap, hits the ball. No, he's
It's
out.
a fake.
It's a fake. I can't believe it. They're going for the win. Featherstone
Totally
drives
like
on coverage. Blake can't find anyone to throw to.
Get up!
There's an open man in the end zone. It's Charlie Banks.
What a block. Hit him up.
Glory.
And he caught it. No, yeah.
That's like MVS in the Super Bowl. No one thought it.
And it's because he didn't hold anything back.
The coach made it to the game. He's at the game.
Yes, he knows that coach is full time. And they've done it. The ragtag bunch from TSU. Oh, they got hit with the disco moves. Where's disco at?
Let's go with the disco move.
Oh man! And
Oh,
they've
nice
done
way to
it.
end it there, Alex.
How did they do it? I still don't know, but it's funny. It's always the fake field goal. That's what it was. I got the end of the replacements, but the replacements changed it up a little bit. We're going to be talking about that in a couple weeks, but they took that exact idea, but then they tweaked it a little bit, made it
The
their
mob.
own. Derek, we know. Last game of the year.
Last game of the year. Can't hold anything back now.
So funny.
The coach made it to the game.
The coach
Let
made it
him
to
out.
the game. Okay. Do you remember, Nelson? Do you remember what his diagnosis was after the fact?
Hernia.
Yeah, that came from indigestion.
Okay, indigestion, yes.
Shit, that's
Thought he
why
had a
we're-
heart attack. Just had some gas. That's all.
This ain't no Johnson, bro. I actually have a hernia. It probably came from indigestion. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, hernias are no fun.
Fuck
They're supposed
no.
to be painful, those things.
You know what though? At least mine is like a super mild. He was like, "Yeah,
A little
over
tear.
time you'll probably need a surgery." And I'm like, "Oh, okay, that's comforting." But he even said, as long as it ain't fucking with me like that, or at least it's the last doctor that says, as long as it ain't fucking with you like that, you know what I'm saying? Because he said it's gonna be a different quality of life if I was to get the surgery anyway. You know what I mean? And he said if I wait, maybe technology be better. You never know.
So it'll be worse, like after you get the surgery.
Then I went down the rabbit hole looking at the way they do. They put like a mesh thing in there, and then it's like something that, and people, the little things I read, people were like, oh, you get over it, or you get used to it, or I can feel it, or I can't eat the same way I used to because now when I eat, I feel it. And I'm like, oh.
You know what?
When I got a hernia too, I felt it too when I used to eat. Because I was like 165 when I got my hernia. And then I immediately lost like 10, 20 pounds that first year. And I probably only got 10 pounds of it left back and been able to keep that on. You know what I mean?
You know what's like such a good remedy for a hernia and just like pain in general?
Weed.
Yeah, let's spark it up.
What'd you say?
I said, you know what's a great remedy for a hernia and just like pain?
Yeah, I heard that part. You said
weed.
Oh,
Yeah.
weed. I thought you said meat.
It's funny because now he's looking for the remedy. He's like, oh, what is it? It's like, oh, it's weed.
I gotta find a good remedy for weed for hernia. Weed.
Listen, there is no real remedy, right?
Yeah.
That's some shit you got to repair. It's the break of the muscle wall. Something's hernia, at least in my case, because a hernia by definition could be like different things. It could be like fucking a herniated disc, or in my case, it's the muscle wall that's tore. You know what I mean? Where like I always relate it to like the white on the steak. You know what I mean? When you buy a steak, you see that white layer. You know what I mean? But see, and then for me too, just side note, when you're buying the steaks, look for the yellower fat. You don't want that white, like, you know what I mean? If you get a yellow, that means that meat, that cut is tender. You know what I mean?
Before we wrap up just talking about the movie, there was one last part that pretty much happened right at the end. And it was when Kathy Ireland gives the big Uso a nice big peck on the cheek.
Yeah.
I want to elaborate just what you thought about their relationship, what you thought of them in general.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting dynamic. He was a big guy. You wouldn't think that she'd be into him, but she was. They played it up like that. But they never closed the deal or anything like that. But it was definitely a teaser. But then she kisses him. Like, whoa. But it kind of, but it didn't go anywhere. But it's almost like they didn't even have to do that, but they just did it.
Yeah.
But I thought it was a nice dynamic nonetheless, though. It was interesting, comical. He's a likable guy, and she's a likable girl.
Honestly, right? Bro, that was like a thing in the 90s, bro. Like the big dude gets the bad bitch. You know what I mean? Notorious B.I.G., goddammit.
Come on, man.
Come on. Like the fact that Heavy D never had no heavy woman, bro. You know what I mean?
That's right, they don't. Even Fat Joe. Nope.
Hey, bro, come on, nigga, the bad ones, bro.
Yeah.
Come on, big Punisher.
Yeah, they'll get some nice looking chicks.
They wanted a little tenderloin. They're like, listen, they relate all their women to meat. They're like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I wanted a rump roast, you know what I'm saying? But nah, I want me like a tenderloin. They always be having the little slender ones. And I guess it's because it's just like a novelty, right?
Yeah.
In the 90s, everything's novelty, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Some girls like bigger dudes.
I'm just saying, it's novelty.
Just
like
like
you get money, you're funny.
A lot of people who are on the opposite spectrum, where it might be a little dude and like they really want a big woman.
I like a big woman. Yeah, they did that a lot too. In the 90s.
You climb up on top of her.
Big Cheryl?
Big Shirley? You talking about Big
Shirley?
If
holy shit, he's like, I took Big Shirley to the buffet, man. We should have done.
Remember, like she was getting smaller though. He was like, I could almost get my arms around her.
Hey, call like a big woman, huh?
Yeah, man. Moms don't play though. Big Shirley, we had to be quiet. Cole, shout out to Cole for just having some of the dopest hats that you ever seen on TV or movies.
And they're supposed to be, where they're supposed to be in Detroit, huh?
Yeah, in the D.
Yeah, they're supposed to be in the D. That's dope, bro. They have some swag on their own.
For sure. That's for sure. All right. How about we get to ratings? And so the way we rate around here, you could own the
around these parts.
And the parts unknown. It is. You would own the movie, you would buy it. That is top. You love the movie. 5-day rental. You really like the movie. 2-day rental. You like it, but kind of a little bit Same day rental. Big old 2 thumbs down. The movie sucks. You can't even have it in your vicinity. If someone brings it up, you're probably mad at him for even bringing it up. It's so bad.
I know, bro.
Bogey, where you started off?
I actually rented this movie. And what's cool is I would own this because I never knew this movie, and then I would own this not based on the bogey rating of movies, but based on the bogey rating of life. And I love the hell out of Stu, man. So I would own this movie just because when I'm watching this and the things that made me laugh, I felt like I was laughing with our man Stu.
For sure.
Rest in peace, bro.
For sure. What about you, Nelson? Where's this on the scales for you?
Otherwise, as a movie, I wouldn't own it. My bad. Sorry, Nelly.
I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. I liked it. It's entertaining. I couldn't see myself watching it for 5 days, so I give it a 2-day, Alex.
Okay. And for me, I own this movie now, like I bought it, but I buy a lot of movies. And doesn't necessarily mean I love them. It's the greatest movie in the world. So if I'm rating it on this scale, because it's for our man Stu, it would be a 5-day rental. When I first saw this, it would probably be like a 2-day rental. For the very first time that I saw it, Stu was like, this is the one. Like, this is the one. Texas football. Come on, Sinbad.
Right.
Like, he built it up so much that when I saw it, I was disappointed. But this is one of those ones that's like, once you watch it a couple times, you see a lot of the small details and how.
Yeah, I gotta watch it again, bro. I'm glad. I would say I would own it too, just for.
Yeah, these small details and shades of it in The Replacement, shades of it in Little Giants. Just like this comedy football movie transcended into other movies in other ways, and so that was one thing that like made me appreciate this even more after the fact. If I would have saw this when I was like, I don't know, when this movie came out, 91, I was only 5 when the movie came out. But if I would have seen this anywhere, like in my first 10 years of life, probably would have had a lot more respect for it. Because I know this is a movie like Stu's like 10 years older than us. So like he saw this, he fell in love with it. And then all those other movies come out way later. And he's like, oh man, those movies suck. Like they stole from this movie. Kid said I never watched it, and I don't know if I want to. It's worth a watch if you just like football movies in general. This isn't one of those ones that I'm going to be watching every single year unless we're doing something to hat tip to our man Stu, for sure.
Trying to think if I have anything else to say about it.
Yeah, even if not, this was good. I like that we were able to knock this one out a little bit quicker, and it was because we didn't have to go into too much detail necessarily. Like this movie is pretty cut and dry.
It's a straightforward movie.
Yeah, like I know we're doing Drop Dead Fred. You know, there's a lot of underlying tones, a lot of psychological things going on. But yeah, this was pretty much just straight up. What's cool that it was loosely based on the SMU drama, and then they threw in just a lot of random loopholes is what it was. And Kid has said, I might guess if I came across it, but I won't seek it out. Yeah, for sure. If you were going to seek it out, it was going to be to watch it for this breakdown.
Yeah. Kidda.
Who knows?
Yeah, I'm glad I got this out. You know what was cool is like it had the homies, right? Schneider, fucking.
I like that. I love the cast.
Bad.
They had a great cast. By the way.
Yeah.
Sure.
Ireland was in there. And that's funny too, because you gotta love a good stage name. Nothing like a Catholic Ireland. What's Tom Cruise's real name?
Tom Cruise?
Yeah. Nah, man. What's his real name?
I don't know.
I'm sure he had.
Right?
He probably
had. Because whatever his real name was like, nah, fuck that name. You're Tom Cruise. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I never even thought of that. I thought that was his name.
Fuck my real name. I'm Bogard Scott Free. You know what I mean?
Not everyone's stone cold. Mr. Steve Williams, who changed his name to Steve Austin because it was just easier for him.
Stunning Steve.
Oh, I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
It was bestowed upon him.
I just looked at the time and I got a text. We got to wrap this up. I was supposed to be done by 8 o'clock.
The bad days. Take us home.
So we got to wrap this up, and we'll see if Nelson comes back. If not, I'll put him. We'll just get the stuff from the other one. But yeah, okay, yeah, there we go. Yeah,
I'll be there in like 10 seconds.
Okay, yeah, we're gonna wrap this up. Make sure you go follow the Silver Screen Breakdown podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Amazon, everywhere. Go follow on YouTube as well. Go sign up and become a subscriber over on YouTube. Help us get closer to this 1,000. That's what we're shooting for. And we're going to be breaking down Little Giants next week.
Little Giants next week. So hold on. So you said help us get closer to what?
Well, we're trying to get to 100.
I think it's 1,000. I go 1,000 where? About 100.
We are trying to
I
get
put in the fucking link. Is there anybody? Somebody, man.
Let's get that. We know we need is what, 3 people, or what's the count on it now? That's my.
Yeah, we're gonna get it by next show. We're gonna get it.
Yeah, we're still at the same. We still need the same. But 1,000, that's really what we need. That's when we hit the difference.
Get that
on,
out,
guys.
That's what we're throwing out.
1,000. Yeah, Bogues. Alex.
So let them know, Nelly. Let them know where to find you.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube, Nelson Tynes. Search and see some of my acting. Even that video, was it Spend My Money? I did a music video a couple years ago. That went viral too. We got paid in full. That scene went viral. And then I got my demo reel, then some montages of a lot of my acting and commercials, and then go on Instagram. Instagram's not personal, but you have some of my food on there. And just some more shots of the sets I'm working on. I'm behind on that though. I gotta update my Instagram and get some. I just wrapped a short film that we shot. I got a bunch of photos from that, so I gotta get it on it and then get some of my music up on there.
Cool too.
Not Alex. Sorry, Bogey. I'm gonna be bugging you in the future with mixing some of my music.
Yeah. Hold on me, bro.
Yeah, because I got my new. I'll wait till the other week, but it's in publication for a new musical name, man.
Ooh. Okay.
Yes.
Ooh.
Right
And
here.
Bogey, any parting words?
Universe gave me money.
See you guys next time.
Silver screen, all just picture shit. This ain't a dream, we really lit this shit. Don't intervene, yo, we with this shit. That's word of most high, we the